What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosley. You can find me on Twitter at ArtisticGamer28, and that's the one and the only. It is Scott Savage. You can find him on Twitter at Savage. Scott, what's happening, buddy?
Hey, I have a new discovery. Did you know Microsoft Minesweeper has achievements?
What? Since when?
You just leave it to me. I'll find the achievements.
Oh, that's fair. That's very fair. Dude, what'd you play this weekend?
Really not a whole lot, actually.
Really?
No, work's been putting me to the grill, so to speak. And well, it's a big game. You may have heard of it. It starts with an X.
Yeah. And it's on the Nintendo platform. Yeah, I've heard of that one.
Oh, and halfway through it turns into just a whole lot of anime. I love it.
Oh, there we go, Scott. I was in the world of course, none other than Rainbow Six Siege and Assassin's Creed Valhalla. That's where I spent my time. What else was I on? Stuff for review.
We're gonna have to throw a party when you complete Valhalla.
I'm telling you,
roll
man.
Those credits, man.
We're gonna have fireworks going off all over the place. Yeah, I feel like I'm close. Like I gotta be like this close. I'm about halfway through. I think this one area I'm in, and then I think I have one more, and then I'm hoping I'm done, kind of thing ish. Give or take.
Until DLC pack number 8 comes out.
Man, well that's just it, right? That's just the main campaign, and then yeah, there's still all the DLC if I wanted to jump back into that, but I don't see that one happening. I think I might just take a break after this.
I saw it on sale, and I almost grabbed it, but I thought, oh, it's a big time commitment.
That's a huge time commitment. Yeah, that's just said. I'm like 100 and what did I reach last night? 108, 109 hours. So it's taking up a little bit of time. Dude, it just goes, right? That's the biggest thing with Assassin's Creed. If anybody who hasn't played an Assassin's Creed title as of late, they just keep going and going and going. They're longer and longer by each generational game that they keep producing over there at Ubisoft. It's just nuts. But if that's all you play, that's fantastic. But dude, if you're like us, right, we play multiple games in a week and often just want to play something else. So 109 hours is quite the commitment, no doubt about it.
It doesn't always have to include continental Europe, but
yeah, exactly. But Scott, let's get into today's show where people can join us live every day, Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern over on twitch.tv/the official ITG, as well as YouTube at ITG. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later inside the game.ca podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Coming up on today's show, GTA Online players are saying it's become unplayable for some. Oh man, this is gonna be a hot one, Scott. What's the future of Marvel's Avengers game? Yeah, we're all questioning that one. And PlayStation purchases another studio, but it's not what you think it is. I know I was caught by surprise. Scott, let's get into it. GTA Online being called unplayable on previous gen consoles. This comes from Kate over at gamingbible.com or .co.uk, just to make sure everybody knows where to go get the whole article, because I kind of took little snippets. As of late, all eyes have been on Grand Theft Auto 6. Rockstar are keeping pretty hush-hush about the project, but leaks suggest that it's going to be set to feature a kind of a Bonnie and Clyde duo situation and set in Vice City, Scott, which sounds awesome.
Sounds cool. That sounds just about perfect. Co-op, please.
Absolutely, right? Here's the biggest thing, though. Those playing GTA Online on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One have reported experiencing pop-in, bad textures, glitches, and lag. Taking to Reddit, users all over there have been writing all kinds of stuff. One had to say what it's like playing GTA Online with an old gen console, but we can't afford a new console. The accompanying clips showed all kinds of unfortunate events, and other users flocked to the comments similar as well, saying, so true, man, especially on public lobby. I can't count the amount of times I've flown into unrendered buildings. Scott.
Oh. Ow. Oh. Ow. I'm a bit of a land skimmer myself, so that's I can see how that would be possible. But
well, here's the thing. Many are theorizing right now that Rockstar may purposely be trying to wind down previous gen support. Someone actually posted, it's only started after the new Criminal Enterprise update. Maybe they are refocusing us to switch to new gen. Scott, here's a speculation that was going on in the world. What's up, your Doom guide, who joins us over there on Some morning sunshines. Yeah, dude, it was pouring here. Like the sun is out now, but yo, it poured this morning. It was
I
something
was
else.
wondering. I woke up and I was hearing some dripping off the rooftops.
Oh, dude, it was thundering and stuff here. It was loud. It was something else. But yeah, getting back in the realm of GTA, some people are now starting to theorize that Rockstar is kind of almost sabotaging old gen consoles to push everybody over to new gen.
Is that purely just so they can resell GTA 5 to you again if you were holding out this long? Because it's otherwise, I'm not sure what would the motivation be.
Well, how do you suddenly have a game that's what at this point 13 years old, right? Is that how old it is?
I want to say it's 9.
9? I'm gonna say 10. It's at least a decade old at this point, right? Which initiated on PS3, right? We played on PS3 and Xbox 360. Now those who are on PS4 and Xbox One can't play the game properly because of all these issues that it's having.
It makes me wonder, is
what's going
360 on? And PS3 version, are those even online anymore? I don't have one of those consoles somewhere, but
you should find out.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Maybe I'll investigate this one. But I'm thinking if it's related to the update, it could be. Are they pushing the game too far for old gen technology? You know, is it with the updates? Is it getting? My inclination is to say that's not the case, but maybe it's just that it's so giant, trying to load everything at once doesn't work.
Well, as of recently, right, we've seen the PlayStation 5 push and the Xbox Series push that they've now brought it over to the latest current generation of consoles. And yeah, you got to think at some point, they've got to be going, how long do we keep all these other back servers going? And do we want to push everybody and migrate them over to the new consoles? But like the one person said over in Reddit, can't afford one, right? Like that's the other side of it too. Not everybody can afford the latest gen console because they're not cheap. And as of recently, PlayStation upped it by $20 here in Canada. So there's that side of it as well, right? Xbox came out and said we are not adjusting our prices. The price is what the price is, and it's not going up. It's not going down either, but it's not going to go up. Where we've seen somebody, Meta recently upped their Oculus by $100. So yeah, there's that side of it too, right? Like everything now with inflation is going up, but if we can't get the next generation of consoles, you got to still somehow take care of the people who have invested in your property for so long. That's why GTA Online now has been around for almost a decade at least. At least it feels that way. So at some point, they've got to be looking internally going, maybe it's just time to move people over. But is that really the way to do it? Or is it because of the new update, like you say, Scott, that there's just so much content now in that game that it's just bombarding old systems? That's why you start to see some of the split going on when you get into God of War Ragnarok on PlayStation 5, but it's also on PlayStation 4. But eventually, we've even seen some games now just go straight next gen. You don't even get the PlayStation 4 port because it's not powerful enough for the vision of what they see. Moving forward into GTA 6, Scott, do you see it holding on to last generation, or do you think it'll just kind of go, forget it, we're next gen only?
It really depends on how many updates they're going to push. If we're still another half a dozen updates away from GTA 5, then I expect there will be some sort of conflict there. They'll have to kind of readdress. Yeah. Whether it's adding, load screens. Oh no. Do you split up the area and put bridges on it like in Vice City?
Dude, do you remember that? It was such a... You're just driving and driving and driving. It's like the elevator and...
right when you pass the golf course.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's a different time, right? Where now everything loads so fast. The team over at Gorilla actually had to slow down the load times in Horizon Forbidden West because people wouldn't see the little prompts at the bottom to kind of give you those tips and those guides, those moments, right? So normally they're there to be presented in a load screen, but because PS5 works so fast and it's so quick that it just bypasses them almost and like instantly drops you in, which is fantastic. And it gives you the ability also, though, Scott, the team gave us the ability to cut that out. We can pass all those tips. So if you're like me, 50 hours, 60 hours in, you don't need to see those tips anymore. I've seen them 100 times, right?
You've reminded me of the tips that happened in Call of Duty, at least the older ones, because I'm not sure there's much of a load screen anymore. But in the old ones, it used to say stuff like, well, don't get hit. avoid grenades, things like that.
Gee, thanks.
Yeah,
Right?
my style of advice.
Yeah, it's definitely curious to see what Rockstar is up to. Hopefully they can get that sorted and get it fixed. Maybe it's just because the new update just brought in other bugs, right? That's the other side of it too.
If this hampers their sales of the shark cards and stuff like that, then I'm sure they'll address it very quickly.
I'm sure they will. Scott, let's move into the world of Marvel's Avengers as questions keep arising. What's going on over there? Logan Moore has us covered over comicbook.com. A well-regarded Marvel's Avengers insider has recently shared good news about the popular superhero game. I don't know if I would go with popular.
No, you know, a quote from The Simpsons rings in my head right now. Stop beating him, he's already dead.
Within recent days, Avengers developer Crystal Dynamics was officially acquired by Embracer Group after being sold off by Square Enix. While this move was previously known to be happening, the deal becoming official led to fans wondering what would happen to the ongoing support of Marvel's Avengers. Luckily, it doesn't sound like much should be changing in the near future. According to a Marvel's Avengers leak that goes by the name Miller, and not Greg Miller, just Miller, Embracer Group is now said to be working out a deal with Marvel Games that will allow Crystal Dynamics to continue supporting the project moving forward. Although nothing officially is said to be getting announced about the partnership in the near future, Miller shared that those within Crystal Dynamics are continuing to work on the Marvel's Avengers game relatively unabated, which is good to hear, Scott, but there's still no confirmation of what's coming down the pipeline, and the insider just really says they're just working on content still. But
there's still a room devoted for it.
Well, yeah, exactly, right? They haven't shuttered. And I think that was one of the biggest speculations and questions moving now that Embracer has taken over. What happens with Crystal Dynamics and Marvel's Avengers if you still are playing this game? First of all, hit me up, Artistic Gamer 28 on Twitter. I'd love to know if you're still playing. Yeah, well, they just had a recent update too on the 23rd, which I've yet to jump into, by the way. It's kind of, I got it downloaded, Scott, but I just can't bring myself to get in. My brother and I are going to play last night, but we got busy. So I think we're actually going to jump in tonight. So I'm going to check it out. I want to see what it's about.
What's the last character update? The major update that you recall? Have they added She-Hulk to it? Because that's the one that's in the news lately.
No, that's the one that's rumored to be coming. Bucky is on the way, the Winter Soldier.
That's what I was
He's
reading.
coming. Yeah, he's coming down the pipeline. She-Hulk is apparently in the rumors. So, dude, like the opportunities and possibilities of this game were just mind-blowing, and it's just been shuttered to like almost nothing but just new skins to buy. And I'm like, I'm not doing this.
Is Bucky Barnes the Winter Soldier?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a little shaky on my Marvel knowledge.
Yeah, it's all right. It's yeah, dude. There's a lot there. There's a lot to take in.
That's the only Captain America movie I've ever seen.
Oh man, it's I'm optimistic for the future of this game, to say the least. To say where we kind of go from here. I definitely want to see more things happen, dude. This is the game I expected to be in for years to come. Right, and I think that's the biggest thing. We had the release of Spider-Man join over, but again, it's not really where you want to play Spider-Man in the Marvel's Avengers because it was split player base, PlayStation only. Xbox didn't get it. Right, it was kind of one of those things. It was just one of those deals that went down, and it says it really kind of sucks, man. To be honest, right, like it really does suck because it should have been there for everybody. But I understand why it's gated off. It is a Sony IP, right? It's one of those things. But at the same time, yo, Xbox plays nice. I'm just saying. But dude, where the future lies, I think was the biggest question, because they are bought with Embracer Group. I wonder, were they working in the shadows more or less to kind of keep it a little more controlled and kind of, well, we'll do a little bit of work, because if Embracer Groups take over and just go, we're just going to shut it down, we don't want to waste all of our time either, right? Or do they have something big in the works and just waiting for that transaction to finalize and now go, okay, here's what's coming, right? They have a very vague roadmap of what's coming for the future, but it hasn't really seen all that much. We got another villain sector on the 23rd. That was it. So again, I'm going to jump in. Like, the roster is building. The roster is there, Scott. They have, I'm going to go off the top of my head, maybe say at least a dozen, maybe more heroes in the world right now. Like, I'm trying to picture so here's the coolest part, right? Dude, you load up Marvel's Avengers, your heroes are like right there, and I'm just like, yo, there's Hulk, there's I'm like, it's a cool kind of oh man, that's my roster. And then each of them
Roll
are
call.
all exactly right. Like they're all just kind of, and then they're all outfitted into your custom designs or outfits that you're able to purchase and get within the game. So there's a lot there to kind of go, holy crap, what character do you want to play with? But again, but this honestly falls back in the realm of Anthem. There's
That's
nothing there to
exactly
play.
what I was thinking.
Dude, it's a heartbreaker. I was talking to my brother yesterday. He's like, what's that game that died? I went, ow,
Oh,
ow, that one stings, man. But I get it.
unfortunately, we know of too many of those.
Whoa, yeah. Man, I tell you, Anthem 2.0 could have been really something special. But we'll see what the future holds here for Marvel's Avengers. I'm optimistic. I'm hoping for the best. But at this time right now, it really feels like it's dead. I think that's the biggest thing, right? And a lot of fans, I think, feel the same. The frustrations are there. Something we should have had a lot more content for on a regular basis. But these live service games, Scott, like you say, man, they're not pulling their weight.
No, this may be the least successful Marvel's brand project in general.
Makes you kind of wonder.
Normally, it's a very easy sell.
Well, yeah, dude, I was in instantly. I was in. Like, it didn't take much to convince me to play, but we'll see. It's taken a lot more for me to stick around. That's the biggest part, right? But speaking of, I got nothing. I was going somewhere, Scott, and I went blank. Welcoming the Savage to the next game studios for expanding our community for the PlayStation ecosystem.
The one, the only.
Scott, I didn't know you had your own studio.
Yeah, that's right next to Savage Arms Company. And
there you go.
Well, I do not know much about them.
All right. Well, today this is over on PlayStation Blog. None other than Herman Holst, the head of PlayStation Studios. Today, we announced that we have entered into a definitive agreement to acquire Savage Game Studios, a hugely talented team. Yeah, just in brackets, no relation to Scott. Team of creatives with many years of experience making some of the most popular mobile games. Catch that one, Scott? Mobile games enjoyed by players around the world. They were funded a few years ago with the deals of fearlessly exploring bold new ideas. We share their tireless ambition to innovate, along with our continued drive to expand our audiences and bring PlayStation to more people than ever before, making them a perfect fit to join PlayStation Studios. Our mobile gaming efforts will provide more ways for more people to engage with our content and striving to reach new audiences unfamiliar with PlayStation and our games. Savage Game Studios is joining the newly created PlayStation Studios mobile division, which will operate independently from console development and focus on innovative and on-the-go experiences based off of new and existing PlayStation IP, Scott.
Okay. So are we going to get a little bit of a Kratos run scenario,
don't
possibly?
do that, man. What? Just ruin that whole thing. What I want is like a Golden Abyss experience on the go.
I'm not familiar with Golden Abyss.
Golden Abyss was on the PlayStation Vita it was Uncharted Golden Abyss. That's what it was.
Okay.
And it was great. But it was also on a PlayStation console mobile platform. Rest in peace, Vita. But it's still one of those things, right? Here's the thing: Savage Game Studios haven't created a game yet at all. They were founded in 2020. Dude, the studio's 2 years old and never made a game under their own IP, under their own umbrella as a studio, but they've worked at some major companies apparently. Dude, they got to have an impressive pedigree of talent there because PlayStation just bought them.
Certainly, well, they became notable, successful enough to have, probably a pretty big price tag behind it.
Well, you got to wonder, right? No numbers were given. This was also over on the PlayStation blog where they do not list any numbers. So maybe some inside knowledge from other outsources will have some information along with, what did they acquire them? How much did they acquire them for? And what are they building next? Or what are they bringing to the mobile division? Or will we get a Spider-Man game on the go? Will we get Horizon on the go? God of War, Uncharted? If they're going to tap into new and existing PlayStation IPs, the library is massive to choose from.
Oh, yeah.
So
is this my only chance of getting Resistance?
Well, it could, man. Would you be disappointed if it came back in a mobile version?
Actually, yes. A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing, right? They just released, they just released the Backbone. The Backbone is a controller that connects to an iPhone, not an Android phone, which is Miss.
Oh, that's right.
Sony, what are you doing to me? So iPhone users are able to tap in and kind of play like they would with the controller. Dude, the minute I saw this, I was like, yo, I want one. And then I quickly realized it was for iOS only. And my iPad, being the 12-inch, is way too big for this thing to fit. So that's not going to happen.
Nobody's just blown it up for iPad size.
No. So that was pretty disappointing because that would have been really cool to bring over, right? And it's another way to connect to your PlayStation library, keep play on the go, and see how it works, right? Dude, my kids are always on my TV. So if I'm able to tap in at least, then I'll be able to play too.
Then you can get on multiverses and lose to us.
Dude, so I'm playing multiverses. I'm playing. I only play with the boys. I don't play on my own usually. I don't think I've actually ever played on my own. And right now, Arya Stark, dude, my go-to. I'm quick and nimble.
I'm
I like
LeBron.
You're Arya, really? Okay, so Austin started with LeBron. Now he's doing with Shaggy. Garrett's rocking Bugs Bunny. So just what a weird game.
Do you know about the Sprite commercial with LeBron? It's a series of him surprising people. Hey, y'all want a Sprite? And like somebody will be in the shower and he'll like open the bathroom door, you know. Hey, y'all want a Sprite? And that's all I say as I'm dunking people.
Kyle says he'll play tonight if I can stay awake. Well, we'll see. Dude, it was a rough weekend. It was a good weekend, but it was a rough one. Scott, before we bail out of here, I want to talk about what's up with Meta. It's official. Meta's new VR headset is coming in October. Scott, it's just around the corner. This comes carry over at t3.com. Yeah, let's get into it. Meta's next generation VR headset, codenamed Project Cambria, is coming sooner than expected. In an interview with controversial Spotify podcaster Joe Rogan, Mark Zuckerberg announced that the headset is coming out in October, most likely around the annual Connect conference Meta runs every October. This means it'll beat the PSVR 2 and Apple's AR VR headset to the market by a long margin. Scott, is this something you're kind of interested in at all? But yeah, I'll lead with that, and then I got another thing for you after.
I wish I could be excited, but the truth is I'm 3 feet from my Rift S, and I have unfortunately not touched that in about 2.5 years for very important reasons. But you know, if I jump into that and I'm still in love, like I suspect I will be, then I might be looking for what the next greatest thing is. PSVR 2 is what caught my eye, really. But then again, I have a few purchases I need before I get that.
Well, so Zuckerberg said it will use eye tracking so you can kind of have eye contact with your virtual reality and mimic your facial expressions.
That is insane to me.
That is cool.
Really cool. Man, if somebody told me that all this would have been in my lifetime as I was a kid, I would have lost my mind.
Absolutely, right? Here's the biggest thing. Dude, this is not going to be cheap. This will not be cheap at all. No. Earlier this month, Meta upped the price to Meta Quest 2 from $200 to $400. This is US for the cheapest model. It also put up the price of the Quest accessories. That doesn't bode well for its newer, higher specification headset. While many Oculus fans, or Meta fans, whichever way you want to put this now at that point, are hoping that
there's certainly no Facebook fans
would be priced similarly to the Quest 2 at its original price. That looks unlikely, very unlikely. Right now, the roadmap is predicting somewhere around the $800 price tag, Scott.
Holy.
Yeah,
that's nothing to sneeze at. There I
go. Well done, Scott.
Unscripted.
Yeah, that was completely dude. That's not going to be cheap. We're looking at $1,000 here for a new headset, and I wonder how much of an upgrade from Quest 2 to the new Quest 2 Pro.
I'm curious. Do you have the Quest 2?
I do. Yeah, I do.
What was the last thing you played on that? We haven't spoken about VR in a long time.
I'm currently working on one game of Steve and myself that's coming up on the show. We'll be talking about that in the near future. The last one I think was Song in the Smoke, which is a survival game, which is really cool too. Scott, guess what, buddy? The day is over just like that, everybody. This has been ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. As always, you can join us live over on twitch.tv/theofficialITG and YouTube at ITG. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later in all those wonderful places. But until tomorrow, everybody, I'm Drew, that's Scott, and we'll see you inside the game.